Welcome to a very special edition of Houston Real Estate Radio. Today, James and I are remembering our nation's fallen heroes. It's Memorial Day weekend, and it's a time for remembering those that have fought bravely for our country, both abroad and at home. It's a day for all Americans to come together and unite and be thankful for the sacrifices of those that have come before us and those that have died for our freedoms we enjoy today and hopefully will continue to enjoy in the future. I think it's very important that we take a break from housing today and really focus on what Memorial Day is all about. So we've got Daniel Vargas here in the studio with us. He is from Operation Finally Home, and if you heard our Memorial Day special last year, he was on the show as well, and it's really great to hear all the great strides you guys are making just in 1 year, the difference over last year. So welcome back to the show. We're excited to hear about it.
Thank you for having me. The last year has been amazing. It's just, you hear so much negativity on the news and things lately about our country, but I have the best job in the world because the last 5 years, we have grown tremendously, and it's just to prove that Americans really care about our service members. I think we learned a lesson after Vietnam, and unfortunately it took that to realize that you can hate the war but love the warriors.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Tell us what your organization does. I mean, what is Operation Finally Home all about?
We started in 2005 in League City, Texas, and we're a nonprofit, and what we do is we go around the country and build custom-made mortgage-free homes for the severely disabled from Iraq and Afghanistan, and also the widows of the fallen. As of now, we are up to our 65th home. We're in 16 states, and we're all the way from Kalispell, Montana, to down to Tampa, Florida.
Wow! So you started right here in Texas, and
yeah, and this is where we're building the most. Yes.
So tell us this: where are what's the number of people that have been requesting homes from you? Are you keeping up with demand?
No, it's overwhelming because right now we have over almost 51,000 severely wounded that the DoD, Department of Defense, monitors that's been wounded in action.
Right.
That's not including the traumatic brain injuries and the post-traumatic stress disorder that the VA is starting to see.
Thousands more.
That's over 300,000.
Yeah.
With just post-traumatic stress disorder cases alone. Homeless veterans is up to 136,000 on a given night across the United States. There's homeless veterans, which to me is unacceptable. And no person that fights for their country should be coming home and being homeless. So the demand is greater than we have right now. And sometimes there's a story about a little boy on the beach, trying to save thousands of starfish, and this grumpy old man comes up to him and says, well, you can't save them all, and he picks up one. He goes, I can save this one. So we're saving one family at a time is how we try to do it, because it gets overwhelming.
What's the process of them applying to you? How do they get in touch with you? And maybe I know you're going to tell us that later in the show, but is it an easy process?
The biggest thing about us is we want to keep it simple. This is building homes, and the great thing is how we do it is we team up with builders and a builders association in an area that they want to build a home, and we get everything lined up and donations in. We fly into the town, do a town hall meeting with the whole community for 21st century barn raising, get everything lined up, and then we actually go physically look for a family. We actually go seek them. So what we do is we team up with the Department of Defense and the Veterans Administration caseworkers. When a veteran is injured, they're assigned a caseworker as soon as they hit the hospitals. And once they leave the military system, the VA assigns them a caseworker. Well, those people are the boots on the ground that deal with them day in and day out. So we go to them and say, hey, we're getting ready to build a home in Charlotte, North Carolina. Do you have any veterans in the area? And they said, oh, yeah, we have veterans that meet your criteria. They'll give us the names. We'll contact them, start accepting the applications, venting them, checking them out, and then do actual interviews with them. So unfortunately, the easiest part of this is finding the families. That's
because there's more out there.
Yeah, the need is great. The need is great.
Well, it's an amazing organization that builds homes for wounded vets and gives it to them for free, no strings attached, which is fantastic. And I think it would be a very hard process just to narrow down who that home is going to go to.
It is. And the amazing thing is a lot of our builders have gotten involved with the process, and actually it's opened their eyes to see what's going on with our veterans, especially with, the big talk in the NFL has been traumatic brain injuries. Well, it's 10 times worse for these young men and women because a lot of them have been in IED explosions 6 or 7 times, so the concussion rate and the damage to the brain has been greater. So we're dealing with a lot of demands on that end.
And what's your biggest fundraiser? How are you getting the majority of your funding?
Corporate sponsorships and donations from builders. Some of the greatest builders here in Texas has been Tilson Homes. Tilson stepped up and has built a home a year for us. And covered the whole cost.
Wow. Sounds like a challenge. All the other builders should at least do that, right?
I would love it.
Yeah,
I would love it. We've been very fortunate here lately that we've teamed up with Pulte Homes, and Pulte's doing the same thing, and they're doing it across the nation. Louisiana Pacific has been donated products. Mohawk Flooring has been donated products. We just teamed up with HEB here. We're going to be doing some amazing things with HEB, and we're actually doing a 2-home build with them in San Antonio and Pulte Homes.
That's great.
Which has gone amazing. And then we have, individual donors. We have a individual donor that's donated a great amount of money. That's been a huge help. We have an event coming up in June 14th down in the Bay Area outside of Houston with the Stellar Brothers Supermarkets that they put on every year. They raise quite a bit of money. That's been a huge, tremendous help. But then we have, a young lady up in College Station who's selling cupcakes and selling and doing events, just raising $5 here, $10 there, but that adds up. So it could be anywhere from $1 to $10. It goes a long way with us.
So tell us, what is your organization's association with the Bay Area Builders?
Well, we basically started from them. We splintered off. What happened was Dan Walrath, our founder and president, was the president of Bay Area Builders Association at the time.
Okay.
In 2005, and was approached by a friend whose son was severely injured in Iraq. And the young man was 20 years old, and the family had a choice of either remodeling the home or putting him in a nursing home. Well, at the time, the VA, because of his injuries, didn't have grants to help them remodel the home, so they were going to have to do it out of pocket. Well, mother worked, father worked, very expensive. It can go anywhere from, for a lot of these needs that these veterans have, $100,000 to remodel a home, to bring them home.
And that's one of the reasons y'all don't retrofit homes, right? Just because you can take that amount of money, put a little bit more with it, and actually get a brand new house.
Well, and that's been the biggest thing that people have come to us is why don't you do remodels and why don't you do bank foreclosures? Well, with dealing with the banks, they want to sell us the homes, and what they want to sell them for, we can build brand new and have everything in it that the veteran needs, instead of going in and trying to retrofit a home. So
because you customize it to their needs.
Yes, ma'am, and to the family's needs. We go by the family size and what the needs are for the veteran. So if we're looking at one family that has 6 kids, we need to make a home that's fittable for him.
Sure.
He's a double amputee plus the 6 kids. And then like yesterday, we gave a home down in Rockport. The veteran's 50 years old, and it's just him and his wife. So they just need a little bungalow for a retirement home. So we look at the needs. We always think outside the box. That's what I love about what we do, is we're not just a cookie cutter saying, this is it, you have to use our plans. When we team up with a builder, we use their plans, what they have, and we tweak them to the veteran's needs.
That's good.
So we try to make everything very simple.
I love that. So the mission of the organization is?
To team up with developers, builders associations, volunteers, to bring a veteran back home to their area. So like when we do a home in League City, Texas, we try to find a veteran that's from League City, Texas, or the surrounding community, and bring them home, because that's where their support structure is. So if they have that support,
that's important. Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially on the road to recovery, if they have that support system there, it helps, because a lot of times the spouses are the caregivers, or the mother is the caregiver, the father is the caregiver. So they have that support system to help them to get the veteran to appointments, integrated into the community.
What other ways do you use to promote your service and what you do? Do you have celebrity endorsements? Do you have I know you have that fundraiser that you mentioned down south, but what other things are you doing to kind of get the word out?
Well, we've been very fortunate. In 2010, Dan was selected as a CNN hero, so that was really huge, him being on CNN. He was in the top 10 out of 10,000 packages, and we got a lot of airtime out of there. We've been on Extreme Makeover twice when they were on the air. My best friend, which has been a blessing, is J.R. Martinez, who won Dancing with the Stars, who's been a big advocate for veterans issues.
He's been on the show.
Yeah. He's been a huge supporter of us. In fact, we're doing Sunbelt Builders Show at the end of June in San Antonio, and JR's coming in to be the grand opening speaker. So he's been advocating for us. We're teaming up with Kick Brooks to do 8 homes across the nation with American Country Countdown. We've done stuff with Big and Rich. Kid Rock's been a huge supporter. So we've been very fortunate that we've had a lot of celebrities that get what we're trying to do and supporting what we're doing and helping us get awareness and raise awareness. And of course, y'all with the radio shows. Anytime we can get on radio, TV, it's a huge help, because unfortunately, with everything that's gone on with the economy and the turmoil here about gun rights and things, the war has taken the back seat. We've been in Afghanistan 12 years, Iraq over 10, and people kind of forgotten, And I think what happened in Boston, put a reminder back that we are at a war. This is we're dealing with an enemy that's not going to go away. Even when we come back from Iraq and Afghanistan, our troops are everywhere else. We have special forces troops in the middle of Africa right now chasing down a warlord. Mm-hmm. We're fighting the drug war on the border. We're fighting, terrorism in the Philippines. We're in, the top part of Africa, trying to build relationships there. Syria, Korea. We're everywhere. And on top of that, our service members are also our peacekeepers and humanitarians. Tsunami hits. Who's the first one in? Hurricane hits. The first one's in. We send our military in.
That's right. True. So those listening to the show today, how can they support you? How can they help the organization?
Wow, we need everything. They can go to operationfinallyhome.org or call us at 830-632-6702. And we need, if you're a builder, we'd love to talk to you about building a home. If you're a supplier or a contractor for builders, we'd love to talk to you about volunteering to help build a home. Fundraisers, it could be anywhere from a penny drive at an elementary school to a bake sale, monetary, money. The great thing about us is since 2005, we've raised about $5 million, but we have built over $20 million worth of homes. So we do stretch a dollar. So if you give us $1, it's like giving us $100.
Wow.
The way we've been fortunate to build these homes, by the time we're done building these special adapted homes, are valued between $200,000 to $350,000. But it costs us about $75,000 to build. So we'll stretch that dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, will you come back and give us an update in a year or
even
sooner maybe?
Love to always see y'all, and we'd love to be back.
Well, thanks for coming in. Today on Houston Real Estate Radio, we're taking a break from real estate issues. We'll be answering your questions next week, so you can call them in at 281-882-8088. However, this week we are remembering our veterans. You can find out more on HoustonRealEstateRadio.com.